Welcome back to another episode of my Tulane Green Wave Dynasty, where in this episode we'll be going over the final stats for year three and head into the 2027/year four offseason. Last episode obviously finished in real disappointing fashion. 6-point loss to Virginia in a game that I feel like outplayed the Cavaliers in a lot of ways, but uh, lost a turnover battle, including a pick six being thrown, and we just didn't get the job done. We're not explosive enough on offense, did not take care of the ball, did the things that you can't do and come away with the victory. Kind of been the telltale story of the entire season. Obviously ended up at 6-7, 1 year removed from being a game away from the national championship. Definitely flatlined, but have to turn the page forward, I guess. We'll get through to the season recap. Take a look at the college football playoff bracket and who ends up winning all those games, as we do get a commitment here from John Andrus and Sean Wing, quarterbacks, and a quarterback and a strong safety. So both those guys are gems. We did not have Celeste Chin and Eric Browning pop up, so that at least could be a good thing, meaning that our championship contender grade did not drop, but we'll see if something changes with that. As we're just going to get through bowl season. Got another commitment here from Jonquez Urbic. Another quarterback, I'm definitely expecting there to be some transfer out. Like, it would not surprise me at all if Waddle decided to transfer. So that's why I went ahead and grabbed a couple of quarterbacks and just kind of see how those things shake out. Let's see if our staff is still the same. Yep, still the same for right now. I guess I could have fired one of those guys, but that would be what you would normally do heading into, coming off of a season like this, but we did not. Let's see. Still in the mix there for strong safety Chad Brown. Again, no drop there in championship contender. I don't know if that's something that waits till the end here, as our national championship game will be between Florida and Oregon, two of the best teams all year. Pretty stock finish there. The actual top four teams from an AP poll perspective all were the final teams, and it ends up being number 3 Florida versus number 1 Oregon. Oregon looking to go back-to-back. They beat us last year. Definitely a super talented team. Would not surprise me at all if they come out on top. And let's see who won the championship. We'll go over the whole bracket and go from there. Out of a couple of guys there recruiting. That was when recruiting just changed there. I didn't scroll down to take a look at championship contender to see what that maybe looked like. Championship contender stayed the same, at least right now. So at least the potential that we do keep Celeste Chin and Eric Browning involved. Let's take a look at the bracket now. And it is Oregon. It goes back to back. They had Penn State over Nevada in the first round, and they beat Charlotte by 3, then lost to Oregon by 2. Oregon beat Tennessee, Penn State, and Florida on their path, beat up Florida too. Florida took down Ohio State and Kansas State before getting there, but looks like the Notre Dame over Pitt was a little shocking. Tennessee big over West Virginia. Maybe a little shocking there, but Nevada playing close with the team than Penn State that made it all the way to the semifinals. Penn State did have a fairly easy path if you're just taking a look at the programs that are involved here. But Oregon goes back to back. We obviously did not finish anywhere close to the top 25. Let's see if there's anybody that we played. UAB is at 15th. Charlotte is at 19th. And that looks like that is it as far as the teams that we played this year. Kansas State finishes 3rd. So take a look at the, first of all, I guess let's take a look at the records here in the career. Sacks. Quincy Wiggins will leave our program with 52 career sacks, the all-time national leader in that statistic. Obviously, outstanding career, a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year guy. Really, really hate to lose him, obviously. And as we take a look from a career perspective on just the team, because Quincy Wiggins obviously leading that. And okay, so Zeno did hold off. Did hold off Alec Imanner. I thought that Imanner may have gotten there with his 3 years in the program. He was pretty close. If he'd have had a 4th year with us, he certainly, I think, would have crossed that barrier. Shaz Preston as well. Career's over. Was really solid for us, if unspectacular there at the end. But as we take a look, obviously Quincy Wiggins, outstanding career for us. Let's take a look at the final stat line. So Celeste Chin, just under 3,900 yards, 31 passing touchdowns, 19 interceptions. Interceptions are way too high. We were really, really pass heavy for a lot of this year because we couldn't really run the ball. Now, that got better in the second half of the season as we got deeper into conference play. Eric Browning, Cordell Finnerty, both true freshmen that I think were really solid this year. Browning had 7 touchdowns. Chin does add 4 rushing touchdowns, but then also the 5 fumbles, but certainly does have athleticism, but his carrying is really low. Hopefully that's something that does develop a little bit. Not really anybody else overly involved, to be honest. Big passing duo here in Trey Bueno and Alec Imanner. Browning is the 3rd leading receiver out of the backfield, so he did go over 1,100 yards. Preston right at 300 on the dot. Myrtle and Gunter would have been pretty solid tight end numbers with both of them combined. Defensively, Rogers Sr. leading the way is gone. Maxwell Jordan tied with him as a redshirt freshman. Jaden Lewis should be back. Kilgo should be obviously back. Jeremiah Jolly, Ivory, Altus Smith, Quincy Wiggins, obviously senior that's going to be gone. If there's somebody in particular you want to look for, you can pause it there. Wiggins, Kate Olson should be back. Chris Rogers gone there. There's our tackles for loss leaders. Wiggins easily leading the way, almost 3 times as high as Olsen. Then Ashley Williams, who was just a part-time player, gets 5. Hamilton here gets 4. Interceptions, Ivory and Altus Smith lead the way. And that's pretty much it. Helmke, 14 of 15. We're really good kicking field goals this year. His long was a 54-yarder. And Will Carroll, obviously a senior, will be gone. The heck of a kicker for us. But I guess I can just peek through the career stats for some of these guys. Obviously, most of those are just our main runners. So, yeah, Imanner, outstanding career. Preston was really solid. Never really used him, I think, as much as I probably should have. That's pretty much it. Gunter and then Benasser never really did a whole lot for us. Along the defensive side, Rogers leads after a really good career with us. Wiggins, obviously, outstanding for us. Kai Williams, mainly just a run defender, but was pretty solid. Woodyard, his single year here, would say was pretty good. Magruder had a really nice start to his career, then just kind of got passed up, never developed really past that. Hamilton was really solid, obviously tried to replace Big Shoes and Patrick Jenkins and was pretty good at it, I would say. That's pretty much our main guys that played a whole lot. As we take just a basic look at the roster. So if we keep Celeste Chin, I do think that if a guy like Waddle, whose playing time is his deal breaker, if he decides to transfer, I'll probably just let him. Young quarterback room, we got 2 more coming in this class. So if Waddle decides to transfer, again, I'm probably just going to let him roll. Running back, we are losing Arnold Barnes. Didn't play really a whole lot for us. Probably going to lose Trey Cornish here as well. Try to get one last year somewhere else to hopefully get some playing time. Young running back room, though, in general. Obviously, without Imanner and Preston, really, really worried with where this wide receiver room and what it looks like next year. This will be somewhere that I'm definitely going to try to hit the transfer portal for sure, and then see what kind of development we do get. Obviously, Bueno, I would think, takes a big jump, but you never know. Tight end, you'll be without Gunter. Should return everybody else. Left tackle. Should be returning Fortenberry there. Hopefully he develops a little bit more. Shadre Hurst, Landry Cannon, both of them with tons of holding penalties this year. Both will be gone, so we're looking at a pretty dramatic drop-off there. Should get Fortson back at center, so that spot should be good. Dominic Stewart should be holding down one of these spots. We are losing Sully Burns, though. Right guard's in a pretty decent spot. So a lot of your offensive line really and truly should improve. It's just a matter of maybe trying to find another guard prospect in the transfer portal to take one of those spots if something's available. Batiste, I think, has got a good chance at being a player for us next year. Would love to see a little bit more development. But if not, Ashley Williams and Kate Olsen definitely going to be our edge rushers next year. So not too worried about that because we got some development here coming towards the later end, though it does look like we're going to be losing Trey Ellis as well. But Darren Burnett, J.R. Bichetti, definitely looking for them to take a big jump. In particular, Burnett. Defensive tackle, Cantu and Ferrier did not redshirt, played those guys, expecting them to be major focal points along our defensive line next year. John Claude Joseph will be gone. Rashad Gossett probably not going to play next year. Losing our top guys here at middle linebacker, but Kilgo has been a 2-year starter for us. And then I would think that either Kumar or Free, maybe Virgil, one of these guys takes a leap. They're all good athletes, not quite up to Kilgo's level, but should fill in nicely. You're losing Rogers and Ague. Looks like Eldrin Camp, a guy that we found in year 1, 3-star gym. Just kind of depends on how he develops, but he ended up having great caps for a 3-star prospect. Hopefully he takes another leap and can fill a role for us next year. But you do have Fine and Washington. Neither one of those are great athletes, though. Eldrin Camp is kind of the one that I'm like looking at, hoping takes a jump. And should return pretty much everybody at cornerback. You're obviously going to lose Magruder, but everybody else should be back. So not a major position for us to look at. As far as the transfer portal, bringing back Jeremiah Jolly and Maxwell Jordan, those are going to be our starting safeties next year as well. For sure, not really losing anybody there. So, yeah, looking at wide receiver, I think is absolutely the biggest need that we have because Preen has not really overly developed and just kind of worried. Nichols hasn't really done a whole lot. Walters, does he take a pretty decent jump? Does Muhammad take a big jump after redshirting? If I can find a tight end I really like, maybe taking a look there and then looking along the offensive line and just seeing if there's somebody in general to take a spot there. Excuse me, I guess let me go take a look. Defensive line-wise would probably just be, or on the defensive side, any more defensive linemen just in general I think would be pretty good for us to bring in, but I feel pretty good about where that spot is. And then if we do happen to find another linebacker to maybe give Eldrin Camp another opportunity to progress a little bit. But yeah, feel pretty good about the rest of the defense because I think we're going to see a lot of growth. But without further ado, I don't think there's anything else. I looked over the records, career-wise. I think that's pretty much it. Let's see. New records. Maybe just look at single season marks for Tulane. We did show the career marks. See if anything else got broken. Here in year 3, Ty Thompson's records are still good. Alec Manor's records from last year are still good. Quincy Wiggins, nope, did not break his record. Okay. So nothing else changes there. Okay. Let's, yeah. I'm excited to see if anybody decides to leave. If there is really anything just to, any big change, I guess. Let me make sure my audio is recording here as we do jump into players leaving. First reaction, Trey Cornish does want to leave. Probably would just let him go. Waddle as a quarterback makes sense for sure for him to leave. He only has normal development. The caps are not great. I'm okay with letting that slide. And Trey Ellis, again, is just not going to be a player that plays for us. So as we look at a position-by-position basis, only losing one quarterback. Cornish, Arnold, Barnes. So the 2 running backs I was expected. The 3 wide receivers I was expecting. Just the 1 tight end. Yep, okay. Audio is working. Yeah, so it looks like pretty much just the everybody that we covered. Did lose a pretty good bit of players and a lot of guys that played really, really well for us. Let's give Carroll his due as a 3-year punter for us here. But yeah, definitely gonna let Waddle go. Cornish is not a guy that I'm expecting to play really at all for us, and Ellis is buried on the depth chart. But yeah, again, I'm good with a quarterback deciding to leave if that's what he decides to do. So we will go ahead and let's see, let's upgrade the coach skills. We're really expecting any of these guys to actually wide receiver. Definitely need to do that one just because I think we're going to have Alec Alexander go in the first 3 rounds. So give us a little extra bonus there. Can't upgrade anything there, right? Nothing at all. Forwards across the board except for the kicker spot, which I'm not overly worried about. And then let's see. Upgraded the offensive line completely. Defensive line. Let's do linebackers, and then let's do secondary there. Yeah, we definitely need to improve the linebacker play. We really struggled against the run this year. But yeah, goodbye to all those players that helped us have a really good year 2. Unfortunately, we did not finish their career off with a really good year 3. But draft results, we did have Alexander go in round 1, outstanding player, great finish to his career. Preston and Hamilton also get drafted, so 3 guys go there. Now the big thing here is the transfer portal. So Leslie Chen decided to return. Eric Browning decided to return because we did not have the deal breaker drop off for championship contender. Got a really good class coming in. Let's just take a look. So Urbic. Oh, we don't see their development trait right now. I thought that we did get to see that. I guess because of when they committed. So Delegala, normal. Okay, so we won't go over all that right now. But feel really good about this class, bringing in a couple of good wide receivers here. Are bringing in a tight end that I'm excited about. We'll see what his ratings are. Would love to be able to develop him, bring in a couple of guards. These guys might be ready to play to start off with. Brought along 3 guys here along the defensive line that I like. A couple of more defensive tackles that I like. Big-time 5-star prospect, number 1 player in the country. Decided he wanted to come all the way from Georgia to Louisiana, and might be a guy that plays for us immediately. Take a look and see about that, though. So, yeah, all in all, got a pretty good class in. Marquise Bickley. So we got the top 2 players in the country coming in at cornerback and at outside linebacker. So it's obviously a really strong class, which is great because we are probably not going to be as highly rated from a prestige perspective for team prestige. So it probably won't have as many hours available to us. But the number 4 class, kind of overcoming the season that we had, 3 5-stars. Let's take a look at the transfer portal, though, and see what is here for us. We do have a couple of big guys standing out here immediately. Kylan Jackson, LSU prospect. Definitely going to add him to the board. I'm sure I could find somewhere for him to play. Probably take a look at Cam Hill here as well from Louisiana Tech. But let's do this by position by position. Let's just take a look. First of all, I guess let's see. There he is, Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle. Comes in a little bit farther down the list. I'm going to do that multiple times, I'm sure. Running backs, again, not really like dying to add anybody from that perspective. Wide receiver was something big for us if there was something available. And surprisingly, there are no wide receivers. Guys just don't want to come here. Okay. So it's going to be a young wide receiver room for sure. Hopefully we see some development. Thanks to Imanner getting drafted. Tight end. Is there anybody here? No. Offensive tackle. Does not look like. Looks like a lot of people want to come play defense for us, but nobody here along the offense really wants to come at all, which is a little surprising. So we're really looking at guard being a spot. 2-star. I don't think that's worth looking at. I think you'd be pretty shocked to see him really progress for us. No centers. Defensive end. Nobody, it looks like, here on the higher end. Nope. Defensive tackle. Nobody here on the higher end. We'll take a look at Bobby Barksdale, a freshman. Could always develop. We do need, you always can use more bodies there. Nobody here at outside linebacker, so that spot just kind of is what it is. Nobody at middle linebacker. Really, it's kind of surprising. We don't really have more people looking to take a leap. Let's see. So we're going after this. At least going to take a look at this free safety. Obviously, I really like Maxwell Jordan and Jeremiah Jolly. The group behind them is not great, though. So at least interested in taking a look there. And we'll take a look at Kylan Jackson, a 4-star junior. So he will be a senior. And he will also be a senior. Yeah, I'd have to feel pretty strongly that they would be for sure starters for us. Or Kylan, 89 speed, 81 zone. Okay, 88. Let's come over here now to Cam Hill. 86 speed as a free safety. Like I'm pretty sure I would rather just deal with where do they have us ranked? So behind TCU for him, behind TCU for both Kylan. That's a really slow free safety, so this might be a really quick little off-season spot here. Because Jeremiah Jolly is 89 speed, Maxwell Jordan is 89. The zones are 87 and 78. You would think those will progress a little bit though. Player Rex 81, 81. Like I think I'd rather just roll with these two guys again at safety. Both of them played well. A couple of pursuit angles at time left something to be desired, but yeah, I think these guys are plenty fine. I do not think they were a problem. So that does not leave us with a whole lot to do. So what players are still? I guess I can look at Bobby Barksdale. He'd have to be something crazy though. 85 strength, 74 speed. He's not terrible. We're bringing in a couple of defensive tackles with the two guys we brought in last year. He's probably not going to be that highly rated, so probably would not break our lineup. So I really got the strong safety here that I wanted in Andres. 92 speed, 77 zone, 87 and 69, 87 and 69. I'm probably good on both of those guys. Snooze you lose, but yeah, Cam Hill. I mean, is he even better than what I'm getting right here? And Tyler Hyde certainly is a better zone player right now for sure. But I just don't know if Cam could. So I lost 18 guys. My class has got 22 players. Where am I signed? Oh, it's only signed 2 guys. So we had 18 people. My class has 22. So I just don't see the point in it, to be honest. If there were wide receivers or something, I'd be a little bit more excited about that. But we'll just be a little boring and we'll fast forward. Not going to worry about adding any more of those recruits just because I'd end up having to cut more people. I do like the depth that we've started to build up. Young guys, so Chad Brown does decide to commit to us anyway, even though I didn't add any points to him. And this is, yeah. I guess if they decide to commit and I'm not throwing points at them, then it is what it is. Yet we are now out for Kylan Jackson and Cam Hill. Darren Goodwin. So yeah, we're starting to fall behind for some of these other guys. Just don't want to have to cut a bunch of players either, because I do think this is a pretty good overall roster. Barksdale ends up going to Ole Miss. Okay. Recruiting update. So they both end up at TCU. Probably could have made a push for sure, I think, and gotten both of them, but decided not to go that route. And yeah, National Signing Day, the final look at this class. We do end up with the 4th class behind Penn State, Georgia, and Miami. Really interested to see where we stand when it comes to our team prestige and where that kind of leaves us. But do really like the class. Urbic here, 3-star guy with star development. Sean Wing was a 3-star gem with impact development, so nice there. Daniel DeLagala, just normal development, 4-star guy. Sam Holiday, impact development. Both there look like they'll be pretty solid. Wanted to go the elusive back route this year just to try to give myself some diversity. Another physical receiver here in Tavares Peppers, 4-star gym, star development. He's got the good speed, good jumping, good hands. Feel pretty good. He's going to play early for us. Brett Kutcher, 4-star, just normal development, 94 speed for him. Both Tavares is 6'1", Kutcher is 6'5". Nope. Tight end, Campanaro, star development. That's nice to see. Starks is impact. I never fully scouted him, actually. I forgot about that. Mike Silva, star. Dora, impact. Ishmael is a star. Lobato is a normal. And Tony Kiki is a star development. It's really nice to add some depth there. Fuller, 5-star, top 25 player in the country, elite development. Definitely looking forward to him as a pass rusher. And DeMario Toon, impact development as a power rusher as well. Robert Lucien ends up with star. Iosefa Shin ends up with elite development. Bickley, star. Boggs, normal. Canuck is star. Then Hyde, impact. Andre, star. Chad Brown, who I didn't even throw any more recruiting points on, ends up committing to us, gets the elite development trait. I just realized I never got a punter. That's going to suck. Okay, well, that's not great. Position changes. Let's see kind of how good these guys are. So Urbic looked like he was going to be a quarterback. That is pretty clearly his best spot. So that is where he is going. While I'm thinking about it, let's go see where Waddle ended up. Might take a look at maybe playing him sometime in the future. Let's see, where did Waddle end up going? Waddle. Waddle ends up going to Hawaii. Okay, that'd be kind of cool to play them. Have to see if he's maybe looking like the starter. And again, maybe take a look out there. Maybe take a trip out to Hawaii if it looks like he is going to be their starter. Iosefa Shin certainly looked like he was going to be a middle linebacker for us. Actually looks like he's going to be better out at edge. I know that left outside linebacker group is not great. Let's take a look at his stats because that's where'd he go? There he is. It's a 90 speed. Where is the? Yeah, I mean he's not particularly great really at any of that, to be honest. Yeah, don't really like his power and finesse moves coming out the gate. 75 zone, yeah, he's going to go play middle linebacker for us. He's pretty close, kind of across the board there, but he's a really good athlete. I could rather him just play that. Sean Wing. He was a quarterback, and he is still a quarterback. Brett Kutcher. Let's take a look. He's 6'5", 194, so he was a physical wide receiver. Actually saying he could maybe play safety. He's too small to play linebacker. I'm not going to choose the game that way. Or, excuse me, tight end. Let's take a look and see what his defensive coverage is. That might kind of be a surprising move, but Kutcher could potentially 94 speed. Let's see, decent hands. Route running's actually not bad at all. 92 speed or 92 jump. Excuse me. His zone would have to be like through the roof, essentially. 78, 79. I think I'm more worried though about the wide receiver room moving forward. He would not be. We'll keep him in mind maybe next year, taking a look at cornerback, seeing where things end up. Because we added a couple of really nice players here. I mean, Bickley's already an 80 overall. Boggs is 71. Canuck is down here just at a 67. He'd be a 74. Got some guys here that need some development. So I have Kutcher right now on a 70. Not going to crack a spot here. Peppers is 74. I think we're going to end up needing Kutcher at wide receiver. I really do. So if we now take a look at Kiki, looked like he was going to be a edge rusher. We'll put him at left end. I know we got less bodies there. And then Dolagala looked like he was going to be a running back. Yeah, way too small to play tight end. So he's going to be a running back for us. And now we'll just kind of peek through. So again, Wing and Urbic, solid there. Dolagala, yeah, those guys definitely need some development. Peppers and Kutcher. Peppers is probably going to get an opportunity to play early. Campanaro's in a good spot. Let's see, let's move Silva over to left guard. Just to balance that out there a little bit. 4 and 3. Right tackles we have a ton of. Left tackles we don't have a ton of. We'll move Mafu Bandy over to left tackle. Again, just doing nothing more than just kind of balancing this out now. So we have 4 left ends, 4 right ends. So nice. This player's looking good too. Fuller already a 78 to 75. Lucien looks like he might end up being a day 1 starter. 90 speed, 78 overall. Shin there, middle linebacker. Yep. Kind of like the way all that looks. Let's move over. We'll move Goodwin over to left outside linebacker. Corner, a lot of corners. A ton. Probably be a spot where I look to cut people out of, to be honest with you. Free safety. Yeah, pretty deep at these spots. Some of these guys are, again, they need to take a jump or they might be gone. Do not have a punter. That's just great. I completely forgot about that. And, yeah. Let's advance the week. Training results is obviously always a big part of the offseason for sure. We do get a level up there. Just 10 more points. Training results. All right, let's take a look. This is huge, big key part of it. And Elijah Kilgo is our highest rated overall player. Celestia Chin with a 4 overall jump. Petway does not take a big leap. Really, none of these other guys did. Not a big one. Chin is your clear starter. Looks like he added some different physical tools. So, yeah, definitely excited. He's getting close to capped out now. Looks like he might get a little bit quicker over the next couple of years, but pretty close to capped out as far as what he does as a pure quarterback throwing the football. His carry went up, which is nice as well. Obviously, it's not that Jason Sampson 98, but getting up to 70 is pretty big for him. It was in the 60s. So that's nice to see that. Eric Browning takes a massive jump, already up to an 89 overall, the former number 1 running back recruit in his class. Had a good year, elite development. He has got plenty more room to grow. Definitely looks like a guy that is going to be a just monster for us. Added a little bit of speed, a little bit to his quickness. Hands are in a good spot, elusiveness. Yeah, I mean, that's a dog right there. Yeah, excited to see that. Finnerty did not take a massive jump there at all. This might end up being maybe a little bit more of a Browning Eberly. I do like Finnerty, though, and he is technically the fastest running back we have on the team. I need a jump at wide receiver. There's Antoine Granger. Actually played a lot for us and was pretty solid. Bueno up to an 88, so the big leap for him. Preen as a senior takes a big jump for Amari Muhammad there as well. Um, yeah, could pretty immediately, I think, maybe fit into that Iowa Manor spot. Obviously, not going to be as explosive, but pretty good catching traffic. Route running's in a pretty solid position there. So nice jump from him. Nichols takes a pretty good jump. Walters does not, though. So yeah, Bueno takes a big jump. Preen is going to certainly operate as a starter, and then Muhammad is going to get some playing time. Myrtle, yeah, no big jumps here as far as tight ends. Campanero may end up just getting playing time just out of necessity. We'll see how Myrtle ends up doing. I did like what I saw from him. But yeah, just not a whole lot of elite athleticism and stuff coming out of Miller and Balkison. Fortenberry, not a big jump. Heidenreich, okay. Left guard, so we got pretty big jumps here, so that's good. Both these guys now, we're going to have an 80 starter on this side. Playing style for him is low. That's something to watch out for. Okay, looking good here at center. Fortson does take a bit of a jump. Warren Cola takes the big jump and overcomes Stewart big time. So Warren Cola was somebody that I was really excited whenever we recruited him. We were able to get him in. Really nice big jump for him. Rentz does not really progress, though. So Heinrich might end up being our starter there at right tackle. We need the best players out there. The offensive line was a bit of a mess this past year. Batiste does not take a big jump. Ashley Williams overcomes Olsen, but they're both going to end up being starters. Burnett, Machete, okay, not massive jumps. Cantu and Ferrier each take some bit of a jump, but nothing crazy. Outside linebacker Goodwin looks like he's going to try to start. I'm really worried about that athleticism, though. But if there's a playing style for Lucian, I should be able to keep him in the fold. Maybe try to redshirt him for a season, maybe. Kilgo obviously takes the big jump. He's up to a 92 overall with the boost and 88 base. Certainly a draftable player. Kumar, yeah, Kumar takes the biggest jump there. Right outside linebacker, Eldrin Camp kind of got hemmed up there a little bit, so Fine takes a jump over him. Both guys in that same class, but Fine is just not a great athlete, so again, you're always worried about that. Cornerback, same top three. Bickley is immediately going to play. I don't think there's really any reason to not play him. I think you're probably looking at, I don't know what his caps and stuff are, but you're probably looking at a 3-and-out player with him. Free safety, Jordan takes a big jump, which is good to see. Jolly, a little bit of a jump. Whereas these guys move up a little bit. Palmer continues to jump. Not a lot there, though. And now we get to the tough part and figure out who we're going to end up having to cut. So let's take a look at encouraging transfers. I guess it's no longer cutting players. So we have to cut 2 guys. So quarterback, I think it would be entirely realistic for either Jennings or Sampson to leave. I feel really comfortable with Petway being my backup. He does a lot of the things that I would otherwise do with Sampson anyway, kind of using him as a runner, that kind of thing. Sampson, I think, is realistic. He's a guy that just got over-recruited. So trying to be realistic, I would say Jennings, but being a junior, from what I understand, they don't end up getting new teams, where Sampson might. He was the first quarterback, though. We'll take a look and see what else is out here. Richard's just never really going to play for us. Can't cut any of them. Let's see. Smoot is just never going to play, I don't think. But don't want to cut those guys if we don't have to. Jaheim Johnson makes a ton of sense. I mean, he's already been overcome by a freshman here. Uh, Definitely Briscoe. Let's do Penny. And let's do Jaheim Johnson. So now we're even. Is there anybody else we just want to cut? I mean, Jack T. He's going to be leaving anyway. There's no real reason to cut him. As far as like trying to add spots for the next group of players, I think it's worth trying to see if we can maybe find Sampson, give him a chance to go play somewhere else. I mean, he's been over recruited. I think he's a talented guy, doesn't have much more of a ceiling from what he is currently at, but kind of replacing him with some depth guys here in Sean Wing and Urbic, who are also scrambler archetypes. Urbic having pretty good carrying as well, so could kind of fill a running role if we wanted to. Jenny can just continue to be the guy that just likes to be there. But yeah, I think giving Sampson a chance to, hey, you're not going to play quarterback here. Go see if there's another spot. So we're now below the 85 mark, and I think that's going to be all that we do. Give ourselves a little bit of a bonus spot there. Custom conferences were going to leave the same. I was kind of hoping of maybe taking a jump to a bigger conference if we had another successful season. Unfortunately, that did not happen. But let's actually, I think in this screen, I can see. I believe we were at 4 stars. We're down to 3.5. So we're going to have less hours and everything that we can use. But we are moved to the 2027 season. I guess I need to say that. So that's the 2026, technically the off season. Heading into the 2027 season, though. We're up to an 87 overall across all those buckets. Of course, I'm going to have a walk-on punter, I would think. Because I didn't have one on the roster, or do I just not have one on the team? 64 overall punter. That's perfectly fine. So yeah, let's take a look now at the schedule. And the next episode we'll do the the big preview going over, preseason All-Americans, Heisman, so on and so forth, which you can get a brief look at it there. A couple of guys from the 2024 recruiting class really taking big jumps there in Hudson, Wingo, Lagway, and Tatum. So yeah, nice to see that. Let's take a look at the custom schedules here. Louisiana, Southern Miss, Wake Forest, and Nevada. So this would definitely be a really easy regular season, quote unquote. I mean, I went 6-7 last year, so let me calm down. But as far as the out of conference, I mean, a 3-9 Louisiana team, which is good. It's an in-state team. I would not be upset with that at all. Southern Miss, we have a rivalry with them, so I don't really mind doing that. Wake Forest is maybe a little weird, and they were just 2-10, so I'm not super excited to take a jump on that. And then we have Nevada, who is 10-4. So I think, why don't we go maybe to Louisiana? No, we want Louisiana at home. I probably am going to swap out this Wake Forest with something. I might take a look at Nevada. I think would be pretty cool as well to play them. Let's see. No top 25 teams at all currently on the schedule. UAB was really good last year, of course. USF, East Carolina, first time getting to play them. I think it's pretty cool. Charlotte was obviously a playoff team. Yeah. Nevada made the playoffs. Charlotte made the playoffs. UAB was really good last year. So the schedule is probably a little bit tougher than what we thought. So right now we'll just save that. I want to go take a look at Hawaii's roster and just see if Waddle looks like he is going to be the starter there. Because if he is, I think playing Hawaii would be really cool. Well, I don't see Waddle. Huh. I know that said Hawaii. Let's Let's look at this nationally. He was like somewhere in the 75 overall range. Let's see. Actually, we'll just do it by name. See what happened to Waddle. Waddle is just nowhere on the roster now. Transfer shows he was going to Hawaii, and then he ends up not going to Hawaii. So now we can just take that. And trust me, the most important thing is getting back into the win column this season. Take a look at replacing Wake Forest, though. Not really excited with that. Don't know if we're ready for an Alabama. Arizona, I think, would be kind of cool. So it's going to be a road game for us. Obviously, would like to play Coastal Carolina. I think that would be really cool. Play there. Clemson. Let's see. They're a Big 12 team that I think makes sense. Let's see. So you got Arizona and Cincinnati as the top 20, and Texas Tech at the top 25 teams. Why don't we do because I'm interested in joining the Big 12, I think, whenever the time comes for us. So let's do a trip to Lubbock, Texas, and take on the Texas Tech Red Raiders. They're in week 3. I think having a Louisiana school starting off is nice. Southern Miss having that rivalry game again is pretty cool. And I think Nevada, I think that would just be pretty cool. We can take a look, though, see if there's anything else that really kind of stands out. Do we have a conference in particular? Maybe ACC to replace Wake Forest. Yeah, we'll just stick with Wake Forest. I think that'll be just fine. Or excuse me, I've replaced Wake Forest with Texas Tech. Nevada, I don't know why I was thinking that way. Somebody in the Sun Belt. Georgia Southern, Coastal Carolina. This is a home game. Let's just, you know what? Let's just keep it Nevada. They were good last year. Texas Tech was good last year, so it gives us a pretty solid schedule here. Obviously, we got some room to grow, but we have made it through the offseason. Sorry, the transfer portal did not give us much to look at there. I'll do recruiting and stuff off camera, and we will actually, I guess we can see how many hours I have. I don't remember exactly what I had last year, but that's definitely down. I want to say we had 1,000 heading into the year last year for the preseason setup. So that's not great. But, yeah. If you enjoyed the content, like and subscribe. Thank you for tuning in. And, yeah, excited to get year 4 started. We clean the slate of year 3. And hopefully can be a lot better in year 4, be at least similar to year 1, hopefully taking a little bit a step closer there like we were in year 2. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. Yeah, check out the Georgia Dynasty I also have on the channel, and the Atlanta Hawks franchise. Yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, peace.